Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name's Chris and it's fantastic to have you back with us for another early morning video. And in today's video, I'm going to try my best to articulate as to why I'm purchasing more Bitcoin. I am no Bitcoin maxi, that's for sure. And I do have the opinion that altcoins have the ability to build you generational level wealth, particularly in a bear phase or a crypto winter like what we're in at the moment. So we're going to get into the full details of why I'm buying Bitcoin. But before we do, I also need to explain that we're going through a bit of an expansion phase here at Cheeky Crypto. We have just relaunched the podcast, which will have its, it does have its own YouTube channel. It's also on Spotify, Apple Podcast and Google Podcast, just to list a few other platforms. Links are in the description. Now, we have been building up a bit of a solid team over the last few months, and they're going to be taking a lead on the podcast in particular. Lots of really juicy interviews already booked in, and it's going to be really interesting to get your views and opinions. But I personally would really appreciate if you would click on over to the other YouTube channel, give it a sub, and give the team some support, right? It's the first time they've ever done a podcast, so feedback and stuff like that would be just awesome. The other things that we are going to be doing as well is we're going to be having some new faces joining the YouTube channel here, doing more technical analysis videos, plus like the short and the long videos as well. So a real expansion. We're looking to build out more content to keep you guys up to date on more projects and so forth. So I hope you enjoy everything that we're putting out here. We're literally doubling down on the content for everybody in the times that I think it's needed the most. Let me know what your thoughts and opinions are in the comments below. Are you excited about this? I mean, we've got some awesome team members that are going to be doing some additional content, and I hope you enjoy it. And let me know what your thoughts and opinions are in our Discord. So link is in the description, jump on over. If you enjoy this video, mash up that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications. Would really appreciate that, and obviously you'll be kept up to date. So let's get down to the desktop. Let's get into the reason why we're all here, and I'll stop babbling on. Okay, so we're going to start with Twitter, and I thought this might get a little bit of a giggle out of people. It's so brutal, isn't it? So obviously everyone knows the amount of money that 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗀 is losing in Bitcoin right now with the pullback, and that is no different on Twitter. Obviously he hasn't got a job at McDonald's, at least I don't believe he has, although McDonald's are employing right now for anybody that is in danger and needs a job. The other thing is, I mentioned earlier about my thought process on altcoins, being able to build generational level wealth, and the fact that I'm not a Bitcoin maxi. And you see this sort of stuff all the time. Well, the fortune cookies here really are more accurate. Altcoins exist to take your Bitcoin, and I really don't think that is the case. I really do feel that Bitcoin, altcoins are really there to support building up a bigger position in Bitcoin, if anything, rather than take away your Bitcoin. But ultimately, you have to let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. I just thought these were two really interesting tweets that were put out. The fear and greed index is at a lonely 6. Extreme fear, and extreme fear is extreme opportunity in my opinion. But I think we are going to see this a little bit lower over the coming days or possibly even weeks. The macro landscape is not nice at the moment, and I think that is sort of contributing to what we're seeing in the space, as well as obviously all the liquidations that have happened and are potentially lining up to happen for the likes of Celsius and various others, right? And I don't really want to get into too much of that at the moment, if I'm honest. But the total market cap of all crypto is now below $850 billion at 843,725. And yeah, I mean, we started our crypto journey on YouTube at less than 600, so there's still some room to the downside. I think there's lots of opportunity. I really do think that there are very few opportunities that arise, and Obviously, lots of people at the peaks were talking about, you know, I'd love to have got in at the prices you got into, Nick and Chris, and here's your chance. This is probably going to be the final opportunity, in my humble opinion, to get into some of these amazing opportunities or projects, altcoins, Bitcoin, at these sorts of prices. Now, I say these sorts of prices, I am expecting lower prices. We keep telling you this. We don't want you to FOMO in. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not encouraging you to go out and buy Bitcoin by doing this video. You know, I'm encouraging you to go do your own research. And, you know, if it resonates with you, you make your own financial decision. All I'm really trying to do is just build awareness. That is pretty much it. So let's have a look at Bitcoin itself. So Bitcoin is now down 7.26% at the time of recording at 19,147.03. Still ranked first by market cap. Obviously, you can pretty much purchase this in most places. But let's sort of get into the details as to why I'm buying. You've got top crypto quant fund manager thinking that Bitcoin could head down as low as $10,000. I'm not aligned to this, but everything is possible. And I want to be really clear about that, right? Some of these headlines you have to take with a pinch of salt. Everybody's got an opinion. Doesn't mean everyone's going everyone's opinion that you hear it means that it's going to be gospel truth and happen, right? Including mine. I do think we're going to go lower. I just don't think we're going to go as low as 10,000. If we do, I'm going to buy a bunch. Just to put that out there, but that's not the reason why I'm purchasing. I just want to bring light to the fact that prices can go lower. I don't necessarily align with that low. However, it is possible. We need to be really clear about that. So again, I just want to, although I want to talk through why I'm purchasing, I also at the same time want to put people off just FOMOing in, to go do their research and, you know, find out what your opinion is by doing that research, right? So moving on to the real reasons why I'm, you know, so bullish on crypto and in general, but also Bitcoin. This here is basically crypto users versus internet users over the same period of time on a log scale. And this basically shows us the adoption. Obviously, the orange line is the crypto users and the white line is the internet users. And it's the fastest growing adoption that we've seen. And for me, that isn't changing with the fact that we're going through a recession. Basically, what we are seeing currently, in my opinion, is just a big transfer of wealth. The poor are going to get poorer and the rich are going to get richer. And the people that are selling are just selling to people that are going to become even more wealthy. That's my opinion. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm right, but, you know, let me know what your thoughts and opinions are. Basically, this is the fastest adoption we've ever seen in technology in history, right? So that is part of the reason why I'm looking to purchase Bitcoin. And I am a believer that Bitcoin, you know, in 10, 20, 30 years time could be worth $500,000 plus. But let me know what your thoughts and opinions are on that, right? I know a lot of people call out like $100,000. We have, many others did, and, you know, that was in the data. It's easy to see some of these individuals calling out influencers that had the balls to go put out what their opinions were. You know, whether some of these people put their hands up and say they got it wrong, you know, is questionable. But, you know, it's easy to call people out that were making bold statements that was actually achievable according to the data. It does wind me up a little bit because a lot of these people don't make any predictions. It's just easy to point out people's mistakes. I don't see them pointing out when people are right. Yeah, like if we do a video and we call out, you know, this project's going to go to X price, when it does, there's no fucker watching it and calling it out, oh, well done. I just want to be really clear on that, right? It's really easy to put people down and criticize rather than actually embrace that people are actually putting their necks on the lines talking about this stuff. So another thing here is ownership of cryptocurrency. So internet users aged 16 to 64 who own some cryptocurrency. And this is broken down by region, yeah, by country. So, you know, it's interesting that Thailand, it's 20%, you know, Nigeria, 19.4, Philippines, 19.4, South Africa 19.4%, Turkey 18.6%. It's really interesting to see this, but it does show fantastic adoption. And I will link this in our Discord. Link is in the description if you're interested in joining our Discord. And it's really around adoption. You're kind of getting the theme here, right? Why I'm purchasing Bitcoin. It's because I really believe in the adoption curve for cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. And I think, you've got payment methods being built upon the Bitcoin side of things. We saw this with the recent Bitcoin conference that they had. I think it was in Miami. And it's interesting to see how this adoption curve continues over time. I do think that it's here to stay. And I think it's one of the safer, if not the safest one, cryptocurrency wise to be invested in. And I like the tokenomics of it as well, in the respect that, you think how many people there are in the world, how many Bitcoin there are, because so much of it's been lost. It's going to be interesting to see that squeeze on the supply as it goes missing, because it will continue. We will continue to see Bitcoin disappear, sent to incorrect wallets or addresses and so forth, and we will see I guess that demand increase over time, right, as it becomes more and more adopted around the world. Again, if I just click off of that, we've got adoption for Bitcoin should exceed 1 billion users by 2030. And some of this stuff you need to take with a pinch of salt, but some of it, like, I really do believe is what we are going to see in the future. And you've got to be forward thinking and look at this stuff. If you just look at how much money there is across all the different sectors, this stuff is very achievable. The main reason for me purchasing Bitcoin is because I think over time there's going to be so much demand for it. We're going to see silly prices, and it's one of the safest assets to be in. Now, I'm not a maxi, and I'm not the sort that would want to be paid in Bitcoin like 100% and stuff like this that I see other influencers talking about. What I would say though is I see it as a part of my portfolio. At the moment, it's a very small part of my portfolio because, as I mentioned, my thought process is altcoins are going to build me generational level wealth. But the Bitcoin is something that I'd like to leave to my daughter and stuff like that. So that's kind of my thought process on it. Let me know what your thoughts and opinions are. Is there any reason why you think I'm wrong and shouldn't be getting into Bitcoin? Certainly shouldn't be buying it. Or is there any other information that you think I missed out of this video that people could have that would be supportive in going and doing their research? Really interested to get your views and opinions. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next one.